All right. Hello, everybody. Let's get into it. Let's talk business. Flight 503 is an LLC brewpub concept that will be coming to Northwest 11th Avenue in the Pearl District of Portland, Oregon. This is my business concept, and I'm going to break it down for you guys a little bit now. So let's start with the name. The name says it all, Flight 503. The word flight acts sort of as a double entendre, referring both to my theme and my signature beverage, which will be beer flights, being that we are a brewpub concept. So as far as the theme goes, customers can expect to find vintage and whimsical aviation-themed decor, as well as similar aviation themes in our logo, and you'll see some kind of wordplay of the sorts in the menus as well as we get a little further here. 503, of course, comes from the area code of the city of Portland. So that's how I came up with the name Flight 503. So a little more about the business. My mission statement is as follows. Flight 503 exists to serve the Portland community delicious craft beer and food pairings while embodying our know your neighbor mentality. Try something new, share it with a friend, and let yourself fly high with Flight 503. The mission, the goal that I'm trying to accomplish with this concept is that, that age-old feeling that comes with breaking bread, sharing a toast with people. That is an age-old feeling that I'm trying to bring to the forefront of a modern establishment, a modern business, which I plan on doing through carefully curated food and beverage menus, as well as some conscious business decisions regarding the choice of entertainment, employee training, and so on. So who is this business for? Who is my target market? In 2018, the national average breakdown of craft beer drinkers by gender showed that 31.5% were female and 68.5% were male. However, surprisingly enough, Portland, Oregon was an extreme exception to that average, which I thought was really cool. Women craft beer drinkers actually tipped the scale and came in within the city of Portland at 52.7% of the craft beer drinkers in the city, leaving men in the minority with only 47.3% of the market, which I thought was a really cool demographic about where I'll be located. Playing off of that, my original target demographic was simplified down to white, educated with a bachelor's degree, men and women with an income ranging from $30,000 to $60,000 a year. Kind of exploring what that demographic looks like in the city of Portland led me to some further research. Portland is a great city to have a dog. In fact, there are 32 off-leash dog parks within the city. Vet visits are fairly cheap, averaging around $51. And this, in addition to the walkability of the city, creates a dog culture of sorts, which I'm actually going to talk about a little later on. Portland also has a very rich music scene. Me being a music lover, I would love to tap into that available resource and use it as a selling point to bring in live entertainment and to have that sort of foster that sense of community as well, as I have found that music so often does. So what exactly is being sold? I told you we would get back into the menu a little bit more. Here are some examples of my beverage menu. So like I said, Flight 503, we're kind of playing into this whole aviation, airplane kind of play on words throughout the menus. I've tried my best to be creative. So give you an example of, I made 3 curated beer flights that will be pre-offered. Guests will have the option to create their own as well, but I liked the idea of, for guests who are unsure, kind of having these pre-created options that they could explore variations within different types of beer. So the three samples that I made was the IPA Mayday, the Delayed Days, and the Runway Ready beer flights, all of which consist of 4 6-ounce pours of either IPAs, of the juicy hazy sour brews that are all floating around the market right now, and then 4 6-ounce pours of easy drinking, which are your pilsners, your lagers, and things of that. I had a really fun time kind of picking out some of my own favorites from these categories, as well as researching other breweries that are making some really cool beers in these categories as well, and creating these kind of pre-made curated beer flights. Moving on to food, and staying within that aviation theme, I'm going to be selling my signature food dish is going to be boards. Boards in think your classic meat and cheese board and those sampler type platters. I found that these are a really cool way to be extremely creative within a cuisine type, within a theme, and it's shareable. Again, playing into that community connectivity kind of feeling that I'm wishing to create between guests and employees in the overall atmosphere of the bar. So I made 3 sample food items as well. They're called, again, playing into the aviation theme, boarding groups. So there's 3 different boards. The first is the brewer's board, which is your typical meat, cheese, crackers, hot peppers, pickles, grapes, and toasted nuts. You have the Mediterranean board, which I created with 2 deep-fried falafel with tzatziki dipping sauce, hummus, pita, cucumber, carrots, kamalata olives, and dried figs. And then the third, and my personal favorite, was the grilled cheese board, which consists of triangle cut grilled cheeses made with sharp cheddar and Havarti cheese on crisped sourdough bread, served with pickled jalapenos, caramelized onion jam, pear slices, honey, and the option to add candied bacon for an additional charge. So that's what I'll be selling. I had a lot of fun kind of creating that menu. I felt creative in those options, and I think it's a concept and an offering that will stick within the target market. So where exactly will the restaurant be located? Like I said, we're going to be at Northwest 11th Avenue in the Pearl District of Portland, Oregon. The Pearl District's demographic breaks down as such. There's a median income of $45,000, and 15% of the population is considered diverse, which would leave 85% white. So if you remember my original target market, it falls right in the center. It was a range of 30 to 60,000 a year, and definitely white educated men and women, which is the bulk of the Pearl District. It's noted for art galleries, restaurants, upscale businesses, and high-rise residences, along with lofts that are converted from old warehouses. It's right on the north edge of downtown, and is now one of the liveliest areas in Portland. People walk to work, they eat out frequently, walks along the river, and there's a streetcar loop that goes all around downtown that runs right through the Pearl District. Another interesting fact about the location that I thought was worth noting, 27.1 of the residents commute by biking or walking. WalkScore, which is a company that rates the walkability of cities, actually rated the Pearl District as a 96% out of 100. The transit score is 85, and the bike score was 97% out of 100, with over 4 miles of bike lanes. So I thought that was a statistic, a fact about the area that was worth noting. Lastly, what can you expect the physical location of Flight 503 to look like? I mentioned how Portland is a great city for dog owners, and there's a dog culture that sort of exists. I'm going to absolutely want an outside patio. I'm thinking it would be a great way to sell Happy hours that are, bring your dog to a happy hour. It can be a community thing. It's an outdoor spring and summertime activity. People are coming out of work, want to go home, grab the dog, and bring them out for a beer and all that kind of stuff. So I think having a patio is crucial, as well as with the walkability and the biking that seems to be going on in the area. Just having that outdoor element is important. Inside, I'm going to want those beer hall kind of communal style seatings, those benches to where, you just pick a seat and it's with your buddies, or if you're by yourself, you can still sit next to others and just enjoy the company of the neighborhood and so on and so forth. The Pearl has great sidewalk walking. So if we had some windows that opened up, or how you see almost those garage style doors that open up and really let the open air of a building kind of flow. That's sort of how I'm picturing the physical location to look. And I think that's about all I have to say for now. I'm really excited about the concept. I think it's going to really work in the target market, in the demographic within Portland. And I've had fun doing research on it. So thanks, guys. Can't wait to read up on all your businesses. And I'll see you in class.